extract and de-pairing and all that. But basically, just like human eye can see only 3 colors, you know that, right? Human eye can see only 3 colors: red, green and blue. That's all a human eye can see. What is this there? What is the color? This one. Yellow. I said we can see only red, green and blue. And the combination of red, green and blue. Simple. There are some butterflies which can see 5 primary colors. We can see only 3 primary colors: red, green and blue. Red, green, and blue. Apart from this red, green and blue, some butterflies can see 2 more colors. What are those 2 more colors? We don't know. We cannot perceive it. We cannot imagine that. Whatever. That's why some butterflies will be very colorful. So they are having 2 more primary colors on their scale, on their wings. We try to include those 2 colors also, the other 2 colors, into our spectrum, our red, green and blue limits. That's why it will be so colorful. There is a shrimp called mantis shrimp. This is like very amazing creature, mantis shrimp. It can see 18 primary colors. Apart from red, green and blue, it can see 15 more primary colors. Imagine how colorful its world will be. Its world will be so colorful. 6 times colorful than our world. So yeah, because the cinemas are designed not for mantis shrimp and butterflies, cinemas are designed for human beings. The cameras can only see 3 basic colors. Because even if you want to create a camera which can see more than 3 colors, we don't know what are those 3 colors. What is the 4th color of which color? Simple. But a camera's capability will be decided on how well it is perceiving a color relative to human eye. How well it is perceiving relative to human eye. That's it. So when you are deciding on the camera, this comes as a very important factor. Dynamic range. As I said, what is dynamic range? I told you the capability of a camera to see low light and high light and mid-tones at the same time is dynamic range. So that's the primary criteria to select any camera. So now coming to how I compare film and digital, taking all these 4 factors: film and digital. Digital, when it entered around a decade back, it was inferior. It was inferior compared to film. That is the reason why digital, basically technology maratappu, when the technology is changing from one thing to major step of evolution, like film to digital, like silent movie, movies to talkies, that this kind of thing is happening. The future technology will be inferior in the beginning compared to film. That's what happened with all these 4 factors in the beginning. The first generation of digital cameras, they are not, dynamic range wise, they are not comparable to film. Film one. Color science, I would say both of them were equal at that time. Next, low light capability, I would say film was the winner. Resolution, digital had a lot of resolution. Kodak claims the film is capable of getting a 4K resolution when scanned. I don't believe Kodak, but yeah. So the major factor, dynamic range, digital lost in the first generation. But when time started flying from the past 5-6 years, now digital is in a position where it can compete well in terms of dynamic range. It's even better compared to film in terms of low light sensitivity. So the point here is, whatever, you should respect film because that is the mother of the digital technology we are seeing today. If you see the smallest things in the digital camera, how the camera is working, everything is based on the film, how film used to work. All these guys wanted was to create a camera which is equally good as a film camera, but whose media can be reused. That's their primary criteria. Budget-wise, it should reduce the cost. The digital technology should reduce the cost, and technologically, artistically, the image-wise, image quality-wise, it should be a match to the previous one. That's how it started. But today, it's in a position where it can say maybe in 5-10 years, in one more decade, I would say we can confidently say digital is superior to film.
Sir, I heard that for digital, lighting is more required than film. Is it true?
Not really. Again, we cannot generalize like that. There are certain cameras which will not need more light. There are certain cameras which will need more light than film. It depends on the camera. It depends on the sensor size. There are many factors. It depends on sensor size, sensors, low light sensitivity, and yeah, that's it. These two things. Super 16 and Super 35. Super 16 used to take lot of light. It used to eat lot of light compared to Super 35 during film days. That's what is happening. Smaller sensor cameras like this. This can never be a low light compared to a bigger sensor cameras. And the sensitivity, the technology they used. That's it. We cannot generalize digital. But one tip I can give: daytime, if you go with higher ISO, you will get better whites. Nighttime, if you go with lower ISO, you will get better blacks. People do reverse. The convention, people do not, without understanding technology, they do reverse. They'll go with low ISO in the daytime, exterior. They'll go with higher ISO in the nights. You should be doing reverse.
And there is video camera first they used to do white balance.
Exactly.
Even for this also you require to do
white balance. For professional cameras, you are supposed to do black balance. Black balance. Black shading. Then in black, ఇది అని చూపిస్తే it understand other colors from black. Same thing, but black నుంచి ఇంతకు ముందు white చేసేవాళ్ళు, black నుంచి చేస్తారు. Because black is easiest to reproduce. You can close anything, even in the night you can close and give it proper black, pitch black. Yeah, this is how digital evolved, and this is how digital is going to evolve. The thing is, there is one problem with the evolution of digital. అంతకు ముందు నేను ఫిల్మ్ షూట్ చేస్తే మీరు 10 years back ఎవరన్నా కంప్యూటర్స్ వాడారా? 10 years back. Anyone use computers around 7-10 years back? You guys use, right? Do you guys still have that hard disk? The 10-year-old hard disk?
5 GB max.
Yes, 5 GB, 10 GB max. Even if you are having that hard disk today, there is very high probability that the hard disk will not work today. Digital media is that one. అది ఎప్పుడు పోతుందో అడిగి తెలియదు. So I made a film today. It works for sure. For a couple of years, for 5 years, it works. With the SSD technology, more reliable technology, it works for 1 decade. But cinema is futuristic. Cinema is recording history. Even today we can watch a movie which was shot 60-70 years back very easily. So 60-70 years, the digital media we are talking right now, it cannot sustain. That's called archival. Films, ఏం చేస్తారు? మీరు పూణేలో అంటే నేషనల్ ఫిల్మ్ ఆర్కైవ్స్ ఉంటాయి. మంచి సినిమాలు అన్నింటినీ గవర్నమెంట్ గుర్తిస్తుంది. వాటిని ఫిల్మ్ తీసుకెళ్ళి ఆర్కైవ్స్ లో పెట్టి దానికి ఇవ్వాల్సిన కెమికల్స్ దే విల్ బి గివింగ్ ఫీడింగ్ దెమ్ విత్ ది కెమికల్స్ ప్రాపర్ అట్మాస్ఫియర్, ఆ ఎయిర్ లో ఎంత ఆక్సిజన్ ఉండాలి, ఎంత కార్బన్ డైఆక్సైడ్ ఉండాలి, ఈ లెక్కలన్నీ వేసుకొని దే విల్ మెయింటైన్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ ఫిల్మ్ క్రియేషన్. That's called archival process. So, couple of years it runs. But cinema is not just about the 100 days or 365 days or 2 years. Cinema is supposed to be, it's recorded history. That means if something happens and everything goes today, cinemas are one of the major proofs that humankind lived this way during this particular period of time, right? अंदर मुझे शासना राजक और मतलब मुझे बुक्स वाला राजा फॉलो करते हैं cinema it's recorded history. So digital is not reliable media. That's one major problem. You have to convert it to films even today with so much technology, lot of technology even today. If you want to save your film for next 3-4 generations, you have to convert it back. Even if you are shooting, projecting, doing all the post-production work at the digital end, you have to convert it to film and archive it. So that's the only place where I see film is still alive. Film is still alive at that time. Yeah. Any questions?
I just wanted to go to
ISO. Basically, ISO is nothing but the sensitivity I'm talking about. The low light capability. Every camera manufacturer will give a particular number. This is the maximum ISO you can go on this camera. Yeah. For example, say 5D Mark II. I will not go more than 640 in a 5D Mark II. On 5D Mark III, the sensor is different. Though the electronics, the amount of resolution it takes is the same, the sensor is different. On 5D Mark III, I can go till 1000, sometimes 400. So, if you cross that particular border, if you cross on 5D Mark III, if you cross 640, if you go to 800, if you go to 1250, if you go to 600, 1600, your blacks will not look like blacks. There is something called noise. So, the black will not be rich. There will be other colors coming and going in that black area, and you will not get that rich visual feel you are supposed to give to your audience. Any digital camera, I follow this is my personal rule, this is not a thumb rule. If the amount of highlights, amount of whites highlights in my frame are more than say 60%, I will go with higher ISO. The amount of blacks, shadow zone in my frame is more than 60%, I will go with lower ISO. Because the blacks will be rich during low ISO, the whites will be rich during high ISO. Any more questions?
Any questions? Any doubts?
I'm not really sure. I think DDLJ they're projecting in Maratha Mandir. That Maratha Mandir is still, I believe that theatre is dedicated for that film. I don't think they will be investing to change from film projector to digital projector. But that's my guess. That's all. But converting a film cam to digital is very easy. That thing started way before digital cameras came to picture. The digital evolution in cinema started at the projection end. First, the projectors got converted from film to digital. Then film cameras were gone and digital cameras. At the camera end, it is the last nail in the coffin, as they say. Last nail in the coffin in the whole film industry. It took a lot for camera to evolve from emulsion to digital.
Sir, what is this Q20? Q20, what is Q20?
Q is a company which basically I did my color correction. I shot my film. I did my color correction. If I do projected, ఎప్పుడైనా టీవీ షోరూమ్కి వెళ్ళి టీవీలు చూస్తే 10-15 టీవీలు ఉంటాయి. ఒక్కొక్క టీవీలోనూ ఒక్కొక్క కలర్ కనబడుతుంది. జాగ్రత్తగా అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. If you observe with a keen eye, same red will be different on each and every different TV, mostly dependent on the settings and the brand. Samsung TV lo red color కనబడుతుంది, LG TV lo కనబడుతుంది, Sony lo కనబడుతుంది. So this company called Cube, what they do is they install projectors for common public in the theaters. ఆ ప్రొజెక్టర్స్ నేను ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి అదే సినిమాటోగ్రాఫర్ నేను క్యూబ్ దగ్గరికి వచ్చి ఒకసారి ప్రొజెక్ట్ చేసుకుని చూసుకుంటే దే మేక్ షూర్ దట్ whatever theaters Cube is having. For example, say 400 theater Cube ఉన్నాయి. అన్ని Cube theaterలోనూ నా రెండర్ ఎట్లాగే కనబడుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు నాకు ఎలా కనబడుతుందో అలాగే కనబడుతుంది. So they maintain that calibration, equal calibration. The image will be normalized. So that's how it is. కాకపోతే వాళ్ళ మార్కెటింగ్ మోడల్ వేరు. నేను చెప్తుంది మన వరకు టెక్నాలజికల్ గా ఎలా యూజ్ అవుతుంది. So yeah, if you don't have any questions, let's call it a class. Yeah.
Still film is nothing but the data.
Sorry?
Still film is nothing but the data.
Yes.
You can measure the data significantly. You are already measured. Facebook is measuring so much data.
Yes. The thing is, it is an enormous effort. Take Facebook. They will not be maintaining every couple of years, every 3-4 years, they will be changing their habits. Can you take that pain with your film? You made, for example, say 10 films. So every 6 months you have to change the hard disk. Let's make sure the hard disk is good. Because Facebook's only function, only job is to maintain, apart from the code, their main job is to maintain servers. They outsource it, to my knowledge, but they will be having a dedicated team members who will be working that this hard disk is working. And they will be having this basic technicians who can retrieve the data when a hard disk is gone. But we cannot take that pain, right? We are consumers after all. We cannot compare ourselves to a technological gigantic company as gigantic as Facebook or Google. Yeah, today's only solution, if you want to preserve your data, just convert it to film, or there are something, there is a new technology called LTOs. This is not really new, but this is being worked lately. LTO tapes, they call them LTO tapes. They are tapes. End of the day, you have to use a chemical conversion process, either in the form of film or in the form of tape. The major technological evolution this LTO tapes lately took was previously conversion from digital to tape was a pain. But ఇప్పుడు వస్తున్న LTO tapes ఏంటంటే వాటి USB 5 wire just copy them. It will be written on the tapes. So you copy as if you are copying into an external hard disk. But actually what it is doing is it is writing the data on the tape. That's how this is cheaper solution. Having a copy of film is expensive solution. I'm not a great fan of 3D, but what's your question exactly? How it is going to be? That's a question I want to answer, but I can't because you never know what turn of events the history will take. But today, 3D costs are so much that 3D shooting costs are so much that even bigger studios they are dropping their 3D projects at the execution level. What they do is in 3D, you will be having two images with a certain distance. They use two cameras basically, like two eyes. Two cameras will be placed like this. This is first generation. The second generation, they started using a mirror and they started putting the second eye, left eye on the top. Both of them essentially will see the same image with a slight difference, the slight distance, like your eyes. So now, very interesting thing that's happening is 360-degree vision. They are shooting with. I can send you some links if you have your. They are shooting with 6 cameras, 8 cameras, 16 cameras. They will be placed like this, and they try to capture everything that's out there, and they are projecting. This is the next generation technology we are seeing. But whether this can be a replacement for the flat image we see, two-dimensional image we see, I can't answer that question because you never know. But personally, I don't think.
So, please. You give a lot of information. There is still a better amount of film. So, thank you very much, sir. So, how are you feeling about the class, man? Great. Say it, man. Great. All right. So, you want to
Sure.
with the band. అందరూ కొంతమంది అండి ఫస్ట్ ఒక 10 మెంబర్స్ నెక్స్ట్ ఒక 10 మెంబర్స్
Acting student.
ఫస్ట్ యాక్టింగ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ అండి